Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pon Vidyashram School. In this session, we are learning the uses of microbes. Clear? Before start this session, let me explain one small activity. Okay, take flour, any flour, atta, maida, for example, maida. Take flour and add 2 tablespoons of sugar and mix it with warm water. Add a tablespoon of yeast powder and knead to make a soft dough. Okay, yeast you know very well, unicellular microorganism. Yeast is an example of fungi, unicellular fungi. This yeast plays a vital role in to manufacture the bakery items. Clear? Okay. Put the soft dough in a container and leave it at a warm place for 2 to 3 hours. What you have to do? Take any flour, maida, for example maida, add 2 tablespoons of sugar, mix it with warm water and add some yeast powder. Clear? What do you observe? After 2 to 3 hours, you observe that there is an increase in the volume of the dough. The dough rises and looks fluffy. What do you conclude from this? Why this fluffiness occurs? Yeast breaks sugar to produce carbon dioxide gas, okay, which increases the volume of dough. Suddenly the volume is increased. Why? Due to the formation of carbon dioxide. How it is formed? Because we have added yeast. This maida contain carbohydrate. This will be broken down by the yeast to produce. Yeast breaks sugar, even the carbohydrate, to produce carbon dioxide gas, which increases the volume of dough. Here, yeast is considered as a raising agent. Okay, yeast cells are used in baking industries for making breads and cakes. For baking bread, yeast along with a little sugar is mixed with flour to make the dough. The dough is kept in a warm place. The yeast uses the sugar present in the dough as food. Yeast converts the carbohydrate in the dough as carbon dioxide. Carbohydrate is present in the dough. During the breakdown of sugar, carbon dioxide and alcohol are formed. If there is any formation of alcohol or acid, this process is called as fermentation. Okay. The dough rises due to the formation of carbon dioxide. What will happen to the yeast? The yeast dies once the dough is baked. When this dough is used to make bread and is baked, carbon dioxide escapes. Clear? Most of the baking items contains egg, sugar because they accelerate the growth of yeast. Why we have to add some sugar, 2 teaspoons of sugar? Because they accelerate the growth of yeast. Clear? Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in the grains like barley, wheat, rice and fruit juices. They contain natural sugars, so yeast will be allowed to grow in this medium. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by the action of microbes like yeast or bacteria is known as fermentation. Louis Pasteur discovered the process of fermentation. Clear? Okay, one more example also I want to share with you. When your mom prepares batter for idli or dosa, you would have seen that your mom leaves the dough overnight. Why? Because she wants to permit the process fermentation to take place. Here we are not adding any rising agent. While preparing the batter, she just adds only the rice and urad dal. Clear? We are not adding any yeast or sugar or anything. Okay, then who ferment the idli or dosa batter? Yes, lactic acid bacteria, which is naturally present in the urad dal. This is a specific type of pulse. which contains lactic acid bacteria. In short, you can say capital LAB, lactic acid bacteria, which is naturally present in the urad dal. How do you prepare the dough for idli or dosa? Due to the presence of lactic acid bacteria, when you leave the batter, the lactic acid bacteria will lead to the formation of carbon dioxide. This is known as fermentation. Okay, it takes place in the absence of oxygen, and the result is that carbon dioxide and lactic acid will be formed. Due to carbon dioxide formation, the batter rises and you can see the bubbles. If you leave the dough for a longer time, more lactic acid will be formed and the batter will become too sour. Clear? From this, we can conclude that with the help of microbes like yeast and bacteria, fermentation occurs. Thank you. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pon Vidyashram School. In this module, we are going to learn about some uses of microbes. Have you ever noticed that your mom add a spoon of curd to warm milk? Why does she do this? Yes, to obtain curd. Now we will learn about the formation of curd. Lactobacillus bacteria are present in the curd. Milk contains a sugar called lactose. Clear? Let me repeat. Milk contains a sugar called lactose and curd contains a bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria. These bacteria are present in curd. Lactobacillus bacteria present in the curd help in converting the lactose sugar in the milk to lactic acid. Clear? Milk contains lactose sugar. This lactose will be converted to lactic acid with the help of the lactobacillus bacteria. Where do they present? They are present in the curd. That's why we are adding a spoon of curd to warm milk. Clear? What is the main characteristics or peculiar characteristics of an acid? Acids are sour in taste. So, some acidic, after the formation of lactic acid in the milk, some acidic medium will be created. Clear? Can anyone say the word equation for the chemical change? This is a chemical change because we will obtain a new product. So, it is a chemical change. Yeah, what is the chemical equation? Can anyone guess? Lactose sugar in the presence of lactobacillus bacteria turns into lactic acid. Lactose sugar should be written in the left hand side and in the presence of lactobacillus, lactic acid will be formed. This lactic acid should be written in the right side. This will be obtained as the product. What do you mean by product? If there is any chemical reaction, whatever the things are going to take part in the chemical reaction are considered as the reactants. After the reaction, you will obtain some new thing that is known as the product. Okay, here lactic acid is formed. Fine. If there is the formation of acid or alcohol as the product, it is the process fermentation. Correct. Now the question will arise in your mind, what is the use of this acidic medium? Milk contains a protein called casein, clumps together to form solidified mass. Milk contains a protein, the name of the protein is casein. Okay, this clumps together. Clump means clump formation will occur. That is, all the particles join together to form a mass. Okay, in other simple words, you can say precipitation or precipitate. Some precipitate will be occurred. This casein coagulation will occur or takes place only when the milk is acidic. Clear? So, already an acidic medium is created. So, automatically the protein present in the milk, that is casein, coagulates to form curd. Milk and curd when it is added in the presence of lactobacillus bacteria, the first step, milk turns acidic. Then the second step, this acidic medium will support for the coagulation of milk. Coagulation in milk. That's what we are able to obtain curd. Okay. When a spoon of curd is added in cold and hot milk, can we obtain curd? Let me explain. Take 3 cups. You can do this activity at home. Okay. Take 3 cups and label them A, B and C. Pour some cold milk in cup A, lukewarm milk in cup B and hot milk in cup C. Add a spoonful of curd in each cup and stir them. Keep all the cups at a warm place for a few hours. What do you observe? Curd is formed only in cup B containing lukewarm milk. No change is observed in cup A and cup C. Can I conclude this one? The curd which is added initially in all cups contains some bacteria. When curd is mixed with lukewarm milk, these bacteria multiply and produce acidic products. Milk curdles and thickens to form curd. Bacteria are inactive in cold milk, so no curd is formed. Hot milk kills the bacteria, so no curd is formed. Thank you. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pon Vidyashram School. In this session, we are going to discuss about the medicinal use of microorganism. When we fall ill, the doctors used to give a course of medicine which will be taken for a particular number of days. For example, 5 days or 3 days. If we recover from the illness a little earlier, but we still need to continue the medicines for the prescribed days. These medicines are known as antibiotics. Antibiotics can be given as tablets, capsules or injections. Anti means against, bio means life. So, can we conclude these medicines will work against the living organisms? No, we should not mean in this way. Actually, anti means against, bio means life. But here, these medicine will work against the living organisms which cause disease. These are the chemical substances produced by microbes and they kill or stop the growth of microbes. Antibiotics are manufactured from good microbes. These are given only for the bacterial infections. These cannot cure viral infections. Let me explain an interesting incident. This was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming discovered these antibiotics by chance. He did not perform any experiment to discover antibiotics. While doing some other experiment, he accidentally discovered antibiotics. Any discovery which happens by chance is called serendipity. Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing Staphylococcus bacteria in his laboratory. These bacteria are spherical in shape. In his petri dish is nothing but a small plate-like structure on which the culture, that is the bacteria, will be grown for the experiment. Clear? He left the petri dish open. When he came back and he found the spores of little green mold called fungi. The name of the fungi is Penicillium notatum. He noticed this. He observed that the presence of green mold not only prevented the growth of bacteria but also killed many of these disease-causing bacteria. From this mold, penicillin, he prepared the drug antibiotic. Here, the bacterial growth was inhibited by a mold. That is, mold is nothing but fungi. Fungi release some substance that stops the growth of bacteria. While using antibiotic, we have to concentrate on few things. First point, antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. For example, if we have sometimes any pain in our body, or if we feel mild fever in our body, as per our wish, as per our convenience, we are taking paracetamol tablets. That is also not advisable, but we can do. But these antibiotics, as per our wish, we cannot take. We must complete the entire course of antibiotics prescribed by the doctor. This completely destroys the disease causing microorganisms in our body. We may fall ill again if we do not complete the course. Once we complete the course completely, we will recover from that particular disease. Clear? We should not take antibiotics when not needed or in wrong doses. It may make the antibiotic drugs less effective when we might really need in future. Antibiotics taken unnecessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in our body. We have some useful bacteria in our body. Yes, E. coli bacteria, everything. When we take antibiotic, this antibiotic may kill the useful or beneficial bacteria in our body. Antibiotics should not be taken when we are suffering from cold and flu caused by viruses. I already said this is because antibiotics are not effective against disease caused by viruses. Examples of antibiotics: streptomycin, tetracycline. These are some examples of antibiotics. Thank you.